It's me, right. Okay. Look, we've been talking about presidential race, the 2012 presidential race, and, you know, the Republican candidates. How does this debt deal, if you want to call it that, this disgrace, affect the presidential race in 2012? Go ahead, Ann.
Well, I think a lot of candidates are going to be fearful to come out and support this thing, give a full-throated endorsement, because they're afraid of your friends in the Tea Party. I think they're going to be very careful. They've been quiet up until this point. I also think it's going to be interesting to see when this super-duper committee comes out in November, which was just a few months before the Ames straw poll, to see how they handle the situation. No, that if it's before the straw poll, they're going to veer very far.
The caucus.
They're going to, veer very far right, I believe. So expect them to be very conservative and not in favor of this plan.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say the great thing about it is it's going to make the debates about one crucial question, reducing the size and scope of government. And everybody's going to have the right answer, including the Democrats. It's not just going to be the Republicans. They're going to be talking about reducing government. Going to be your guys. No one can talk about big government anymore, Bob, without looking really, really irrelevant.
Okay, let me be irrelevant. I'm for big government. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, let me be really relevant. I'm for small government.
Really? You know, being between you two, it's like you talk about a devil sandwich, man. I mean,
it's amazing, Bob.
That sounds good, though. That's a good devil
It's a good sandwich, I suppose, on the one hand, but it's a
Bob,
devil sandwich.
Our horns hold up our halo, you know.
Exactly. Tilted at an angle.
Can I make one point about? Oh, sorry, Eric. I want to bring the political expert.
I would just like to point. Well, no, call me the business expert. I'm the one who actually has done this before. I really think that going forward and going into the election, the economy will turn around a little bit. We're going to see some job creation, and no way does the far left take credit for it. No way does Obama take credit for it. It will be a Tea Party victory. That's why people like Mitt Romney coming out saying, I'm against this deal. Michelle Bachmann saying, I'm against this deal. Rick Perry, when he gets in and wins, he'll say, I'm against this deal. I'm a Tea Partier. They'll take credit, and rightly so, Bob.
Just, by the way, I want to give you credit. You're an excellent businessman. You've got a beach house right facing the ocean in New Jersey. That's good. I had a shack in the back of a pond once myself. Look, first of all, the Mitt Romney. Now, is that a big surprise that Mitt Romney would turn quickly and say, oh, no, I'm not for this thing? This guy it's unbelievable the way he switches back and forth, and that's going to cost him in the long run. Perry, by the way, let me tell you a little thing about Perry. He was out addressing the most conservative Republican Tea Party group in the West, the Western conservatives, and they had a straw poll. His speech was terrible. He ended up getting 13% of the vote, and our pizza man, Mr. Kane, got 49% of the vote. But Perry got 13%. And this is among values voters. I think the guy's a lousy candidate, and welcome into the race.
Yeah. I actually disagree with you, Eric, when you talk about President Obama if the economy starts to improve. I think, and tell me if you disagree, Bob, I think if the economy does start to get a little bit better, he's going to be able to take total credit for this.
Oh, he will take credit for it.
And I know it's not the reality, but he's going to take a lot of credit. I don't think that the Tea Party is going to be able to do that. But that's why I keep saying.
He wasn't involved in this deal at all.
It's like the bad dad. Remember I said he shows up at the graduation, he's going to try and take credit. That's why he needs to send the Tea Party a big flower arrangement for helping him move to the middle.
Wait a second. Nobody on the Democratic side is going to take credit for this piece of dirt. This is not going to be a debate about the size of government next year. It's going to be a debate about who could best be president, Barack Obama or one of the munchkins.
Barack Obama can't run an open change.
And I'll tell you, but listen,
he's got nothing.
You guys are depressing me so bad. Let me go on to a more exhilarating story, which is about alcohol, something I know something about. The District of Columbia is now rated as the highest amount of addiction among alcoholics and drug addicts. I can tell you from my own view, having worked with a lot of them, a lot of that is it's a poor area. It's also a crossroads for drug trafficking that goes through there all the time. For the older addicts and alcoholics in Washington, there was never any rehabs available. And so it's not surprising to me that they would have a higher incidence. It's sad, but they're now starting to get some rehabilitative work in D.C. It's late, but not too late.
You know why there's so much drinking in D.C., Bob? Because you live there.
Oh, my God.
I'll also add to that the museums. There's not a lot to do. Whenever you go with people to D.C., they want to drag you to a museum. I always go to a bar. Yeah. That's my museum. So many beautiful bottles to look at.
Isn't this debt debate driving you to drink? And you don't even live in D.C.
Okay, I take it this.
Can I ask you that? So I spent a lot of time in D.C. There are quite a lot of people living on the street in D.C. I mean, is this why? I mean, you don't really You don't see it in other cities the way you see it.
There's a large homeless community, but you also have a very, as I said, it's poverty through most of Washington.
But
and those people depend on, they go to alcohol and drugs to get a relief from depression. But one fast thing around the table here, one thing fast around the table, Joe Biden's getting dumped on because the Secret Service rents his cottage at the beach. And so Biden's getting the rental income from the government for something he was renting before. Yeah. So what's wrong with that?
What a great American.
13,000 since April.
No, yeah, but wait a second. He got the rent before he became vice president. Yeah. It was a rental property.
Right.
What's wrong with him getting
rent? Why doesn't he write a check and pay down the deficit?
And he's eligible for up to $66,000 until after the fall of 2013 when this rental deal expires. But look, he isn't an independently wealthy man. He was getting a rent on that cottage, and he's listed as vendor on there.
The fall of 2013. This sounds like the Mayan calendar thing. I mean,
hey, I got it marked.
Well, I think they should pay him more because he's so entertaining. Imagine if you were living with Biden, how much fun that would be.
Fred Thompson
it would be barrel last, wouldn't it? Okay.
Fred Thompson tweeted out that the Secret Service wanted to be in the cottage so they wouldn't have to listen to him practice.
No, don't say that. Joe's a good man. Coming up, Tennessee lawmakers fight to keep Islamic law out of his state. Stay with us. The fight continues next.
That's awesome.